Boom. We are live. It is the first show of the new logo. Boom. We got the new logo up there. It's fire. Thanks to my guy Julio out there hooking it up. Love that guy, man. Thank you so much. And man, looking dope. So we're here with another Florida stud, man, that's out in college doing big things. It's Ramiro Mosquera, state placer, Florida Somerset High School. He had to go through that bracket 2 years ago that had studs in there. He went to the semis, ended up taking third. Good for him. Three-time high school All-American. Fifth?
Fifth.
That's okay. Most people, facing Justin and those boys, they're tough, right?
Yeah, they're good.
Three-time high school All-American, and he's here with us today, man. What's up, Ramiro? What's going down? Thanks so much for coming on.
Nothing much, man. Just getting ready to go back to college and stuff, and go compete for a national title.
Man, it's awesome. Back home now with LHP gone, you guys all want to come back to Somerset and make a run, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now, but the boys over there, they're in good hands, man. They're all going to be ready to go when it comes down to crunch time.
Yeah,
they can handle it with that one.
Good things, man. Somerset always doing big things down there. Uh-oh. I got volume up on this other thing over here. Put that down. Anyway, so what's up, man? How's it going? I know you're still in Hollywood, right? You're home right now. When do you head back?
Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. I fly into Missouri, and then I'm gonna drive up to Iowa.
Nice, man. So if you don't know, he's been at Missouri Valley. That was last year or for 2 years?
1 year. Last year.
Missouri Valley, and he's making the change over to Indian Hills in Iowa. Getting ready to go wrestle in that hotbed over there in Iowa with a lot of good wrestlers, good teams. Man, talk about that a little bit, man. What brought that on? What made you decide to do that?
It was kind of weird with it. It was more or less like, I wasn't doing the right things. I wasn't getting my weight down right. Wasn't doing the best in the classroom that I possibly could do. I ended up coming out, and I knew I had bigger things to go. I had bigger fish to fry. So obviously I wanted to take one more year to, get that a little change of scenery with me and be able to go.
Nice, man.
It's gonna help.
Indian Hills. I was reading a little bit about them. They've got a great program over there. I'm sure you're looking forward to getting into the room and rolling around with some of those guys, and and also getting your academics back up and getting your wrestling in the right track and doing all the things. Man, was college a big surprise?
Yeah, I kind of let it be though. I wasn't thinking about the right things. Coming out of high school, I was thinking, oh, I can't wait to go party and do all that stuff. But it came down to it's not really about that right now. And then I just wasted the redshirt year. That's how I look at it. Give or take, I got hurt my freshman year. I had like 2 or 3, injuries that, I only wrestled 8 matches my freshman year, and really I probably could have wrestled about like 30. But it just came down to it. I just needed a little change so I can just focus, get myself back on track. That's all it pretty much came down to.
So you were like, freedom, and you were like,
yeah. I didn't have my mom yelling at me for everything I did now. So.
So with that being said, what do you tell the kids out there that are getting ready to make that transition to college, or maybe they're going into their senior year of high school? What kind of advice do you throw back to them so they don't kind of go through the same thing you went through?
See, luckily, Somerset has, so many kids that are just like model people, I guess you can say like that. Like they're competing for like 5.3 GPAs. They're talking about going to Stanford and, well, not Stanford no more, sorry, but like, Harvard and UPenn and all these schools. And so on the academic side, they got that handled. They'll be fine. But when it comes down to wrestling, you know, that's one thing I'm always back. I'm always giving back to the program. You know, I'm trying to, if it's helping out the little, you know, JV kids on the side, you know, I mean, we have the K through 12. So if they're 7th graders, you know what I mean, they're trying to come in, I'm always walking around, hey man, come in, come wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, let's get it done. And when it comes down to it, it's pretty much like the style that Basucci has us wrestle in high school is it adapts to the college style really well. So it's not much changing it. It's just getting better at everything, all the simple things that we always do. Because we don't really wrestle all that fancy. We just wrestle, you know, hard knock. We're going to be in your face. We're going to, you know, get our front headlocks in and then, you know, spin behind you. So it's pretty much just keep doing that. You know what I mean? Don't adapt, adapt to, you know, the college style, but we're pretty much already there.
Yeah. Speaking of Blasucci, man, talk about him and that Somerset program. What makes it so great? What makes it a Florida powerhouse? And, you know, what does he do in the room? What's his philosophy, his culture? I mean, just what makes him such a great man?
He's one of the best people that I probably will ever know. You know what I mean? He's dad, he's big brother, he's everything. He's everything that you can possibly think of. I don't understand how, if you live in, you know, Broward County, how you're not trying to if you're a wrestler in Broward County, I don't understand how you're not trying to go wrestle for this man, because his resume speaks for itself. He's already put in about like 30 kids into college. You know what I mean? It's insane. But he's just, when he just expects so much out of us, and he does so much for us. I don't think there's too many other coaches like that they're going out and they're traveling around the country year round. You know what I mean? Like, so like summer break, he's coaching like we're in regular season. Like, he's not missing a practice. You know what I mean? So we get the trip. I can't even explain him. He's one of he's done so much for me.
How smart is that guy? Because I've heard like his number skills and the way he breaks down things in his mind is incredible, is what I've heard.
So my senior year, I ended up bumping up at the end. I was wrestling 32 all year, and I bumped up to 38. And I was more like, coach, I don't know. I think they might be a little bit too big. You know, I'm like, I'm whatever he says, it's gonna happen. I'm like, I'm gonna do it regardless. But he goes, you're gonna score this many team points from district to state tournament. This is how many team points you're gonna score. Like how can you predict that? It's like, you know what I mean? A match can go either way. He was off by one number.
Wow.
By one. He's insane. If there's any way that you can get a high school team to beat a Division I team in a dual meet, he has to be the coach. Just like that.
Because
he'll pull it off.
So he understands where to move you, where to put you.
He knows everything. He knows everything. He predicts brackets, and you know he's just crazy. He'll go. Oh, you lost to a kid by 2 this week. If you keep getting better like this week, you'll major him the week after. It's insane. He's insane.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to a few people that they say he may be one of the smartest guys they know. You know, when it comes.
Yeah, they all said he's crazy too, right?
Yeah. Well, but how many math guys do you know that are sane?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And how many wrestling coaches do I know that are sane? Just look at that. Yeah.
He's I had him on early on when the show was going. Maybe a couple months.
I made sure I was up for that one. I watched that one.
Yeah.
I watched the inside there.
Like 5 months or something, but I think I was like 2 months in, and man, he was breaking down the COVID numbers and to other things, and the numbers he was throwing at me, I was like, damn. And it's funny because, you know, I'll talk to other coaches and they'll be, you know how there's things that come up during matches where people maybe don't know the score, don't know this, or this is going to happen, that's going to happen. They're like, with Blasucci, no way. That guy will be sitting in the middle of the mat until you make a decision, because in his mind, he knows every number, everything that just happened. You can't argue with him. He's
Nope.
on point. So, and it runs through his program, right? Look at all you kids out in life now doing amazing things. So, good for him. And you were at Somerset from your freshman year?
No, I went to MacArthur High School out in Hollywood. They used to have good wrestling back in the day. And end of sophomore year, went 0-2 at the region. I was in that death region down in Miami. It was insane. And then I started researching stuff. You know what I mean? I wanted to go it wasn't even transfer. It was to get practices in. You know what I mean? Just look for schools like that. And I was like, the school, you know what I mean? It's 40 minutes away from my house. I'm like, I don't have a car. You know what I mean? It was taking the Uber over there, but it ended up coming down to it. I'm just like, you know what I mean? He wasn't even, it was off season, so it wasn't like he was coaching. You know what I mean? It was like middle of summer. It wasn't like he was coaching. We were just in the room just wrestling. And it was just like, he was just, start like, teaching me little things. I'm just like, this dude knows so much. Like, and mind you, I didn't really know much about wrestling yet either. I kind of like, I kind of got everything I know about wrestling from him, truthfully. So, but I was like, yeah, this makes sense. And I'm like, I want to wrestle for this dude. So I went in, I applied for the school, I got in, and here it is.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a great school academically, so it had to do great things.
Yeah, I raised from my sophomore year to my senior year. I went from like a 2.5. I graduated with 3.1.
There it is.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
he's something else, man. He really knows. He goes to bat for all his kids.
That's awesome, man. So talk about that South Florida wrestling, man. You got a lot of. You were just mentioning the death region. I mean, it's really grown down there. I mean, in the whole state of Florida, but down there, you really have a hotbed where there is a number of top clubs and kids coming back from the NCAA level, Division I level that are now coaching in the rooms.
Yeah.
What was it like down there watching it grow over the last 5 years, and getting to battle?
It was fun. It was really fun. There was teams, you know what I mean, that like, well, I even look at it like coming up from like my junior year, my senior year, that there was teams that, like my junior year, that they wouldn't win a match against us, and then they'd come out the next year and they had, a couple state qualifiers, stuff like that. It's like speaking like, Coach Allen Held at Cypress Bay, so, really good coach. He came out and had 6 state qualifiers. I mean, that hasn't really been happening for a lot of schools in, my county. Then you go down to Dade, and then you got those, you got those hammers of South Dade, Southwest, South Ridge is still in that mix, down there. They're 2A now, but they're still down there wrestling, tough matches, Columbus. So but it was always fun. And, nobody really expected for, Somerset Academy, have these guys, all up in your face, pushing out. They're like, oh, these are just kids from Pembroke Pines. And then, nah, we're gonna go at you.
I mean, you obviously during the season, you don't only wrestle 1A, you wrestle everyone. But man, you look at the top of the 1A region, Lake Highland Prep is up here, but right in your circle, you got American Heritage, Cardinal Gibbons.
Matter Lakes my year. Matter Lakes they beat us in the region. I think they got more points than us in the region.
Matter Lakes was
too.
This year. Matter Lakes was in the top 10. They were number 9 as a team.
Yeah.
Oh man, that 1A, LHP, Somerset, American Heritage, Cardinal Gibbons, Waukulla, Palm Bay, Jensen Beach, Tampa Prep, Matter Lakes, Hernando. That was the top 10 this year. Man, and then of course the top 2 were from South Florida in the 3A, South Dade, Southwest Miami.
Yeah.
You got Jesuit and Lake Gibson, so 3A Central Florida showing out there. But man, talk about going through that 1A, man, districts, regions. I mean, you got some serious firepower going through those.
Yeah, it's like that it ends up happening every single year that region ends up, they end up scoring the most. That region, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think our district had the most. My senior year, our district had the most placers in the state out of any district in the entire state, 1A, 2A, or 3A. So our district was insane. Our region, you just named it the top 5. You know, 4 of the top 5 were in our our region.
And then your consolation prize was Lake Highland Prep when you got the stakes.
Yeah, at the end of it all. See, I wrestled Frankie so my senior year I had the gauntlet.
You had Frankie and Justin in your.
I had Frankie in the region final, Justin in the semis, and then that year too I was wrestling studs all year. You know what I mean? I lost to Bradley Reyna. That's funny. So I was undefeated all year, and then we go up to North Carolina for a tournament, and South Day just they just had to show up. Whatever. I have to wrestle Bradley. You know what I mean?
So undefeated no more.
Yeah, no, that didn't go too good.
Hey, don't worry, you're not the only one that had to go through that.
Yeah.
Frankie, Justin, Bretley, they've beaten a lot of. But hey, it makes you better to get to wrestle them.
Oh yeah, and that's one thing. You probably asked all 3 of them too. I look like I was having a blast in every single one of them. I was laughing. I'm in their face. I'm wrestling them the same way. I'm getting my butt whooped, but I mean,
yeah, that's
I'm having a good time doing it.
So my son gets his first ever district win. So he goes to districts this year, and he gets his first ever win at districts. And for that, you get Chris Rivera in the next round. Yeah. So a minute and 13 seconds later, he was into the loser bracket.
It's all good.
Yeah, but
learn from it.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was fun, but man, I get it. Yeah, man, I was just before we went on, I wrote down like the top 10 teams, and nobody call me up and scream at me. This is just the top 10 of how you placed at states as teams. So if you believe you're in the top 10,
what matters? Results.
What matters is I just pulled it off. Yeah, I just pulled it off. So good luck next year.
Argue with track, not me.
Yeah. So don't get mad at me. But man, South Florida really bringing it, man. So yeah, I could see where you guys going through. And obviously up here in Central Florida, Tampa Prep, Gibson, Jesuit, Brandon, man, you got some good stuff. But down there, the Ridge, South Dade, West Miami, Somerset, American Heritage, Gibbons. Yeah, man, you had to go through the gauntlet, brother. But hey, it made you better. You're off at college now, wrestling.
Loved it.
Getting your education, doing what's important. So, through those years coming up through South Florida, who was the who were your favorite to wrestle?
Whenever I got my hands on a Gibbons kid, I always made sure it was fireworks. And it wasn't often either. I think I actually only wrestled one Gibbons kid. Well, when I was at Somerset, I think I only wrestled one Gibbons kid the entire time I was there. It's either that they wouldn't meet up with us in dual meet states or anything like that, or the region, they just be on the opposite side and then we wouldn't match up.
Is that a big rivalry down there, Somerset Gibbons?
Yeah. And now Heritage is in that mix now too. Well, they've always been, but Heritage, they got the best of us, the past 2 years. I made the region finals twice and I lost to Heritage both years. So it was always going back and forth with them, but I think we're gonna get them now. I think it's gonna be these next couple of years we're gonna run through it a little bit. I'm gonna have fun. And then all these kids are hungry for it.
And you've always been in that. They say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like 132, 138, 145. Those are the gauntlets.
Insane.
Wrestling,
always,
right?
Always.
Yeah, it seemed like my son wrestled 138 this year, and it seemed like everywhere we went was a full bracket. Never got a break.
Yeah.
It was always a full bracket where he'd be like, damn, the other kids are getting like 3 buys because they're in other weight classes that don't bring it. But every time 138, man, he was always full blast. Darwin Diaz, my son. He's shouting you out.
Yeah,
So that's
he's
cool.
up in he's another kid up in Iowa right now too.
Nice.
Good.
Getting to
Yeah,
bringing Florida wrestling to Iowa. That's good stuff.
yeah.
So, without wrestling, you would be what?
Nah, I have no idea really. I mean, I'd probably go into community college. You know what I mean? Trying to get my degree in there. I'd probably in the military. But truthfully, I couldn't. After my freshman year of high school, I knew that I had to go off to college somewhere to go wrestle. There's nothing else I want to do. I wake up in the morning, that's all I want to do. Before I go to bed, I'm watching film. It's what it is.
Man, that's
I
awesome.
am wrestling. That's how I look at it.
That's cool, man. So, in your career, any matches you look back at and you go, man, I want that one back?
Oh, I wish shoulda coulda a whole lot of shoulda coulda. There's like 2 or 3 my senior year, but even ones that I won, I'm like oh I got to put on a better performance. You know what I mean? And I wish if I could just go back. You know what I mean? Just go back to that state tournament, wrestle that state semis one more time. Yeah, I think I would have been fine.
With Justin?
Yeah, I think if I would have went back, what I know now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Justin got the win. It's all good. But what I know now, how much harder I could have trained, I would have trained.
Could have done better.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely one to look up to and want to chase.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Joe Blasucci, a lot. Whatever that
He
means.
said a lot.
That's all he said. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he got cut off because he's doing some sort of numbers in his head right now to let you know what to do at the next level to get you right. All right, man. You ready for the 10 questions?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So these two are holiday tournaments, the Knockout or the Tiger Holiday Classic?
I never got to wrestle knockout, so I'm gonna go Tiger.
Oh, I never
got
got
wrestle Bradley. No, my senior year, my junior year, we didn't go. Those years that they didn't go.
So Tiger's where you got to wrestle Bretley?
Yeah.
Fun for you. Blasucci just said, just kidding.
I think he was talking about going back and wrestling a lot of matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Darwin Diaz says, I don't like Romeo's ponytail.
Oh, it's coming off today. That's crazy. All off.
It's time to go to wrestling haircut.
Yeah, I know. I can't have my hair in my face.
All right, man. Chicken wings, drums or flats?
Flat.
The Chase Life Invitational or the Riverside RR?
Chase Life.
Croquettes or empanadas?
Empanadas.
The Spiegel Memorial or the Seahorse Open?
I took second at both. Seahorse is in my home. Seahorse is in my home, so Seahorse.
Blasucci says, I agree. I'm guessing he's talking about the ponytail. Deep dish or thin crust?
Thin crust.
Hey, do they still have a place in Hollywood called Villa Rose?
Oh, that's my place. I'm
I'm 44 years old, and my aunt and uncles used to take me there when I was 12.
After regionals, my sophomore. That was when I was in my first high school. That's where we'd go. That's where we'd go to eat after tournament.
Oh, it was in that little corner place.
Yeah, it's still there.
Hell yeah! They
right
used
there
to
on 441.
That's the first place
Yeah.
I ever had thin crust at, and they used to bring like this garlic sauce out that you could put on the pizza. Hell yeah! I'm fat. My boobs are growing.
441.
My man boobs are growing thinking about it. All right, the Somerset Spring Bash or the Gladiator Spring Fling?
Blasucci runs them both, so whichever one I get an easier bracket at.
All right. You like the tostones or the plantains?
Plantains.
You like the soft ones?
Yeah.
Nice. I like those. I like them both, but the soft one's got to be, when grandma, my wife is Puerto Rican, so when we go to Abuela's house, she got to caramelize. She got to overcook them. I like them when they get a little crispy like that. The George Jenkins or the Fall Brawl?
A fall brawl. I don't know what the fall brawl. I think
It's called
George Jenkins.
it's called the Somerset Fall Brawl.
Y'all Somerset fall brawl then, yeah.
you
All
just
day.
show up. He's like, hey, we're going
Yeah,
to
just
a tournament today. You're like, all right, I'll go. Whatever.
I'll do no more. Whatever.
All right. You go colada or cafecito?
Cafe.
I like it, man. I had to bring that South Florida funk to this one, because
Yeah, man. Of
um,
course.
I went and looked at. I got to learn a lot researching where you wrestled at, because a lot of these tournaments I didn't even know about. So, man, I started writing down Florida tournaments that I was like, man, we really need to get some schools down there to you guys, unless they're already coming down there.
You should have asked me about the Liv Greco. That was the only tournament in high school I won.
I was going to ask you about the live Greco, but then I couldn't find any other Greco tournaments.
Yeah. I won that one. I have the belt for it.
So you like the Greco?
Yeah, that's a folk style tournament though.
Oh, they just call it live Greco?
Yeah, they just call it that.
That's retarded. I think that. Well, it's not retarded. Why would you call a non-Greco tournament Greco?
I don't know.
That's retarded, in my opinion. Someone's gonna send me hate mail for that one, but
oh yeah,
maybe the
Big
dude's
time.
name is Greco.
Yeah, it is. It is. I just realized what that was. I'll tell you off air.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you off air.
My bad if I hurt anybody's feelings. Unless it's for Team Greco, who I do.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
I think it is.
My bad. Sorry, Coach Bousakis. I didn't realize that was a tournament for your son. My bad. That's how much I know about wrestling. Yeah. Okay, then that's not retarded. I take it back. God bless that tournament. God bless that kid. All right, we're back. If my face is red, I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
So it's whoops. All right, well, this has been amazing. I've had so much fun. Other than putting my foot in my mouth on the live Greco comment, I'm
All good.
I'm doing good. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
Other than that, man, this has been fun, man. I'm so glad you came on. It was an honor to talk to you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate having me on.
Wish you a lot of luck up at that JUCO.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I come back with some hardware. You know what I mean? National title.
I think for sure I'll be watching you. I'll be looking at you. I'll be keeping up on you. You got a fan now, and man, I wish you the best.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
And I better private message the Bousakises and say I'm sorry. So I'll get on it now.
Got you.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right. Have a good one.
See you.